Monday morning.
Oh, okay.
So I just wanted to talk about, the power of gratitude, the power of saying thank you, simple things. So if somebody does something for you every day, there's a likelihood to take it for granted because the person just, knows to take care of you. But don't forget that power of, a simple thank you. That's your own kindness back. That's the way you can reward the kindness, especially because you just might not be in a position to do an act as maybe magnitude that will be at par with what that person does for you. But a small thank you, look back, is important because you don't know when that person will snap. You take it for granted, but one time something can just come. A person will be like,
fantastic.
I've been taken for granted. And it's important. Experience. That's my weekend experience.
Hello, Maria.
Hi,
Hair's given.
Thank you. I was using them today at the makeup room that my children have been giving me all sorts of names for it. At first, they started nicely. They were like, oh, Cleopatra. Was it Nefertiti? Next thing I heard, Pyramid of Giza. Sphinx. All sorts of things, But my daughter is doing much better. She's resumed school. But, before she got back to school, just to compensate and, do something, she and I went to watch Mufasa. We had an empty screening room, just the two of us.
Everybody has watched it now. Everybody has watched it.
The one is so hilarious. Sorry, I was supposed to. We were there. We enjoyed it. She's been wanting to watch it forever, so we watched that. And then, it was the premiere yesterday. I just couldn't make it. I wish I could. Did you?
No, I knew I was there.
Okay.
I already mentioned
Real Love premiere, Timini's Real Love premiere.
I'd mentioned that I wasn't on the show, but I heard them mentioning that there was going to be a premiere. And I said, no, I'm not. I'm definitely not.
How are you doing, Tokwe?
I'm grateful. The weekend was a very eventful weekend. My pastor launched this book. I got a copy, and I thought I was going to flaunt it on TV. Good.
I love the pink.
I thought I had
this pink.
Thank you.
I had booked for the
you did a pre. You bought
pre-order.
Then they should. Yeah, they will deliver.
I paid online.
Who is this?
Pastor Sam Adeyemi, Dr. Sam Adeyemi, released this new book Shift, and it was with the conference, and it was a really, really amazing time that we got to have. But I wanted to rant on something. Calling out the K2 Ekpe roundabout police station. And I know the DPO probably is not aware, but the work of the police is to help, not extort. And this is warning, final warning. And I'm going to send the clip to the people involved because I will call their name out on social media and their account number. They've been using it to collect money. The idea is you are meant to collaborate. So I think I mentioned that somebody died on one of my estates. It was the person was just taking shelter in the gatehouse. A squatter. An illegal squatter. And the person got electrocuted. And I've been paying bills. Like I don't know the family, I don't know anybody. We paid hospital bill before the person died. We're paying mortuary bill. We're paying community. We're paying police. Right. And like we already said, this person illegal squatter that was just staying there. So, but like, why are we making life difficult for one another? So, like, I told the person, I said, I would mention you on TV, and you will know that I'll take it up. I'll even go on social media. I'll publish your name and everything because we can't continue like this.
So this
and I am aware that the DPO does not do this. It doesn't even get involved in land matters. So when the top guys are doing very good job, and some people under just refuse to cooperate.
Don't worry. That's small matter. There are people, we know people that we can.
Exactly.
That was small matter. Anyway, I missed plenty birthdays last week because of too many important birthdays. First of all, my pastor, Pastor BC Oloyo, was 65.
You mentioned that one.
I didn't mention it.
You did.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
I was serious. Yes. He said I didn't mention his name.
No, you did.
And I was acknowledging that I didn't mention. I was apologizing.
You did.
Oh, yikes.
It was before the birthday. You mentioned it.
Oh, yikes. Well, my brother was 60 on Saturday.
Yeah.
And that was a big deal.
Yeah. Happy birthday to my brother Hakeem.
Sweet message I saw on Instagram.
First son. He was my father, he's a good guy, he's a good man. Yeah. He's Baba Gogo. He's father to everybody.
So and he has a good sense of humor. Like I can never forget the fact that you just laugh.
And his friend, usually, and all my friends I reach out to him, he had just adopted them because that was like his sister, like everywhere. So congratulations to my brother. All right, let's go on a very short break. When we come back, we'll look at the front pages of the paper. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're going to start with the nation. Federal government targets capital market to fund infrastructure. Court okays FCCPC's power to telecom regulation. 2 excrete 125 wraps of heroin. Troops destroy bandits camp in Zamfara, kill 44. Fayemi, a comrade in pro-democracy agitation, says Tinubu that was for his birthday. Tax reform will spark economic rivalry among states, says Idris. Foreign inflows rise by 53%. Why proposal for 31 new states is not likely to succeed, and FBN holding 17.6% year-to-date gains make its best-performing Tier 1 bank. Okay, which story are we starting with?
Start with the FCCPC. So they have, congratulations to them. So one of the shareholders of MTN, Emeka Nubia, is also a lawyer, had gone to court representing himself and asking the court to halt FCCPC's investigation of MTN Nigeria, or looking into anything concerning MTN Nigeria, insisting that only the NCC had such powers. And so the court on Friday ruled that the FCCPC has all powers to, ensure consumer rights as regards the telecom sector. It says that although the NCC also has that powers, but the Section 90 of the Nigerian Communications Act, which is the NCC, the act that regulates the NCC, which grants the NCC jurisdiction over competition matters within the telecom industry, must be read along with Section 104 of the FCCPA 2018, which establishes the FCCPC as the primary regulatory authority on competition and consumer protection across all sectors. So the court held that the FCCPA, being the latter legislation, supersedes the NCA, the act of that empowers the NCC, and so the FCCPC continues to have oversight powers under the telecoms. Also, they do not require any MOU to carry out these powers. They stand independent of anybody, any MOU. The court held that they do not require entering into any MOU with any sector regulators as a condition precedent to carrying out enforcing the statutory functions that they have. And so, congratulations to the FCCPC. Okay. And I like that things are being resolved like this. So the man can also do an appeal if he thinks that the High Court did not do well.
Yeah, I have NDLEA. 2 drug kingpins have excreted 125 wraps of heroin at the Port Harcourt International Airport and the Murtala Mohammed International Airport. This is the statement by the NDLEA spokesperson. He says that operatives foiled the attempts by them to smuggle the consignments into the country through airports. So the first suspect is, they say he uses dual identities to aid his cross-border movement. He's identified as Onyekonike Elochukwu Sylvanus. He's 30 years old. He also possesses a Sierra Leonean passport with a different name, Kabo Mohammed Fode. And that February 2nd at the Port Harcourt Airport, during clearance of passengers, on the Qatar Airways flight to Doha, that was when, a body scan confirmed that he had ingested illicit drugs, and then he was placed under excretion observation, where he expelled a total of 62 wraps of heroin in 5 excretions. That's just the disgusting way it happens. Then the second person, who is a 48-year-old Herbert Chinoso, he was arrested at the Lagos airport February 1st. He was arriving from Madagascar, and he was placed under secretion observation, during which he ingested, actually my first time of hearing the word, so ingested 63 wraps of heroin. And yes, well done NDLEA. And
okay, let me take the major headlines. So our federal government is looking for money for the public-private partnership to fund key infrastructure programs and projects. The government, according to this story, said they're looking to partner in collaboration with international finance, a cooperation, a subsidy of the World Bank. Projects being targeted are roads, ports, rails, and IT. Others are health, education, transport, and agricultural sectors. Because of the huge amount of money required to bridge the infrastructure deficit, the government goes outside the budgetary revenue to fund projects. Some of these include bonds, private firm financing, and long-term loans from multinational and multilateral organizations. Officials of the IFC, that's the International Financial Corporation, said that have been meeting to perfect the plan of this money. Acting head of the media and publicity ICRC, that's Ifeanyi Nwoku, confirmed the meetings. According to him, discussions have been had to unlock Nigeria's capital market. This is quite it. Although Nigerians are really fearful about constantly collecting money internationally, but we need some of this money for infrastructure because our current budget cannot accommodate
huge deficit. So I like the tax stories because every time we talk about it, we get more information. Now, the Minister for Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, yesterday said that there's going to be healthy competition, healthy rivalry between states based on this tax reform bill, and he's taking us away from corruption more to production because the tax bill would be rewarding production. Even though it is already in its third reading at the Senate, the House of Representatives still, and they know they need to pass this bill, they are still having conversation around it, and we must remind people about what the Presidential Steering Committee on this, Taiwo Idili, had mentioned the fact that unlike people thinking Lagos and states like Lagos would benefit, it's not going to be that the states would benefit, but the state that consumes would also get. So if a production is done in Lagos, but is being consumed in Zamfara is going to get taxed for the fact that the quantum being consumed within that state, which is where the rivalry comes in, which is healthy, and production of more activities. The more economic activities happen within the states, the more we have.
I think that creative.
Exactly. This tax is good. We've explained it over and over again. Everybody should get on board and let's move on so that we're having healthy competition as opposed to people just going cap in hand and expecting this would land on their lap.
The Punch, 70,000 naira minimum wage. State salaries rise by 9% to 3.8 trillion naira. Freed Thai nationals held captive in Gaza return home. Drug couriers excrete 125 heroin wraps at Lagos Port Harcourt airports. Okanso wooing Aregbesola to get Southwest vote, says Okansia chieftain. Rivers community deserters as cultists kill 19 residents. And why we won't appear before Ikimi panel, says Otom and others. And no leader can be effective without stepping stones. Stepping on toes, says Obasanjo. Let's take one story for the break.
Okay. Let me take this cult story. Is very troubling. They said no fewer than 19 people were feared killed in a renewed cult clash in Obele community in Emohua local government area of Rivers State. This has happened on Monday. So they say, well, it started on Wednesday. Unidentified gunmen believed to be members of a cult group invaded the community and killed 7 people. Then on Sunday, in what they believe to be a reprisal attack, another group, came in and started attacking relatives of the members of the other group, of this group that were killed. They said that they came in and that was Sunday morning. They said shooting, they were attacking relatives of the people they said were members of the gang that killed their members. Before you know it, the other group came out, they shot at each other. The people in that community are so afraid. They killed 19 people, so many people were injured. The people in the community have deserted their community. Wow. They are calling on to government to please come and, come to their aid. They said that it's a clash between loyalists of Naked Wire and Carol. They are fighting over the control of levies from an oil company operated in the state. Okay. It's all about the money.
Okay, let's go on a very short break. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
What wakes you up in the morning? Is it the sunrise? Is it the alarm?
Brand new studio, brand new set, a new face, but still your favorite breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria.
It's a fresh new energy, new vibe. You smell that?
Now that's the smell of tasty, tantalizing food from our various chefs.
And when it comes to sports updates with insightful analysis, the place you want to be is Wake Up Nigeria.
That's right. Every second there's a fresh occurrence, and every minute there's a story to tell. Keep abreast of happening locally and internationally via the news updates of Wake Up Nigeria.
It's live camera fashion, where we drop, slay, and sachet and keep you updated with all the latest fashion trends.
Level up your morning.
Watch Wake Up Nigeria, where every morning begins with a spark. Valentine's season is here and love is in the air. Guess what? Your View is kicking off 2025 with a bang, hosting our first ever live show on the 14th of February 2025 at the brand new TVC Communications Eco Atlantic Studios. You want to be a part of the magic? It's simple. Secure your seat now by registering online. Just send us your name, phone number, and tell us why you would love to join the fun. Get ready for hot conversations, fresh perspectives.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Thanks for staying there. So I have former President Obasanjo's story where he has advised the newly appointed chairman of the Board of Management, Federal Medical Center, Mr. Dayo Israel. And if you know, Dayo has been taking his certificates to the whole of Nigeria, has been to governor, deputy governor, he has taken his certificates of appointment around. So obviously he took it also to former President Obasanjo, who has asked him to be prepared for challenges and when necessary, be ready to step on toes in order to move the management forward and also have a successful tenure. Obasanjo also hosted Israel during the familiarization visit on Sunday. He said that if you're going to do a good job, you have to step on toes. He said that he now referenced the fact that his daughter was fired. According to him, he said that he had, after he was his tenure as head of state, military head of state, his first daughter, who was a veterinary medicine student at the University of Ibadan, came to the farm for her long holidays. And she was also resumed at 7 a.m. She resumed 7:15. And he told her, if you do this again, I'm going to send you home. The next day, she came in also late, and he told her to go home. And all his workers were shocked that if you can sack my daughter, you know, that they had to sit up. So he was just advising him that he needs to be very firm and wished him the best in this new job as chairman that he's been gotten.
Interesting.
I have the freed captives from Gaza. This Thai Thailand's Thais.
The Thai nationals.
Yes, Thai nationals. 5 of them were freed from Gaza by Israel, and they've been handed over to the Thai government. And the Prime Minister was on top of it. The Minister for Foreign Affairs was on top of it. Just great news. They were reunited with their family members. The Minister is assuring that they're in top condition, that their health has been checked. And all 5 of them are saying never again. In fact, they will not leave
their country.
Yeah, because they were held hostage for over 2 years. This time the issue
to think that crisis has been over 2 years. Wow. All right, so I have this major headline about the minimum wage. So there's been many states' salaries have increased by as much as 90%. The budgets carried it that out of our 36 states, only about 27 states cannot pay their salaries without waiting for federal allocation. And that, of course, we also know that many of them struggled even with paying 30,000, and some of them have not paid the 70,000. So it was a detailed report of the response of the Nigerian Labour Congress, issuing a stern warning to the states' governors demanding payment of the 70,000. Also, the fact that some states have already said they can't. Then the breakdown showed those that struggled to pay, and the hike, Cross River, Ekiti, Niger, Rivers, Taraba, they got the highest increase, a 100% increase in their payroll, as compared to some other states that didn't have that huge increase, and some that said they cannot even afford it at all. I still feel like a conversation needs to be had around this 70,000 naira minimum wage thing, because I don't believe it should be flat across. But NLC is not going to listen to anything anybody is saying. They're expecting full implementation. And even they said the budget allocated in 2024 for the payment of salaries wasn't spent completely. So it means even though the money was allocated, some people did not still get paid the commensurate rates for the 70,000. So conversations will still continue on the matter, Sha. We're waiting.
Okay, Vanguard, Japa underfunding, inefficiency, undermining public hospitals. Saudi Arabia limits visas for travelers from Nigeria and 13 other countries. Manufacturers fault NPA on 15% port charges hike. Housing shortage worsens as pension funds clash real estate investment. Hardship affecting attendance, offering in churches, says Anglican bishop. Suspended Edo local government chairman warned banks against change of signatories. And late Herbert Wigwe, a builder of institutions and lives, says Tinubu, Macron and others. Okay, which story?
Okay, so I have the Edo story. So the suspended chairman of 8 local government areas in Edo State have warned these banks, UBA, Access and Fidelity Bank and their branches across states to not allow the governor, change signatories to their accounts, insisting that there's a subsisting Supreme Court judgment that affirms the financial autonomy of local governments across the country, and that such would change of signatory would negate that. I'm wondering why the governor is in the business of this. They also went ahead and they informed the House of Assembly to do the needful. Now, former senior special assistant to the former governor, Mr. Benjamin Ato, also called on the State House of Assembly to reinstate all 18 suspended local government chairmen of the state. I think that we are running a federalism. The governor should not be involved in the business of the local governments and should not be their elected office holders. So only their people can elect them. Their suspension should not be in the powers of the governor, and they should be in court for that. But the Supreme Court, even without them going to court against the suspension, the Supreme Court has ordered that they are, free from any other influence. I don't think
the Supreme Court, they implemented the Supreme Court.
Now them no agree.
Some states have actually, but others haven't.
There's the local government's chairman that refused across, at least I know that over here.
I have from Ibadan, the Archbishop of Ibadan Province, Church of Nigeria, Anglican Communion, Dr. Williams Aladekube, has lamented the economic crunch in the country, and he says it has prevented Christians from attending services and giving offerings. So he was talking on the topic titled, "The Faith Once Delivered to the Saints in the Context of Contemporary Socioeconomic Challenges." He said that presently economic hardship resulting from the removal of fuel subsidy is having its effects on Christians in Nigeria, as many families could no longer attend church services. Some of those who managed to attend church services have no money for offerings and other contributions. You know, he just lamented how this is affecting everyone, just, you know, but generally he said that and that now it's even hard to pacify anyone. People have come out to protest, but really, you know, nothing is happening. So he's also calling on the president to please look into this. And he also observed that people in different locations of the country are, okay, no, I wanted to read the part.
Looking into reducing the hardship for the people.
But he says, looking at the myriad of problems confronting Christians today, these problems cannot be solved through fear. So he mentioned that because of all these issues, Christians are in fear. And so he's saying, it's not about fear, it's about faith. And then he's also charging all other religious heads that they should make their messages, you know, a time to uplift people at this time, so they are not in fear.
Okay, I have Saudi Arabia. So Saudi Arabia has announced a new visa policy that restricts visitors from Nigeria and 13 other countries to single entry visas. The change, which has already come to effect this month, is directed at curbing the unauthorized Hajj pilgrimages and ensuring the safety of those attending religious events. Travelers from these nations will no longer have access to 1-year multiple entry visas for tourism, business, and family visits. According to the news, countries like Bangladesh, Egypt, Ethiopia, India, Morocco, Nigeria, Pakistan, Sudan, Tunisia, and many others are part of this list.
We should have a conversation around it, but it might have to do with our economy. The Manufacturers Association of Nigeria.
It's bad behavior. People coming in and staying, overstaying.
So it's not badly, but we are a strong economy.
Some of their strongest friends, their closest allies, also are in that list.
So it's not about 13 countries. Nigeria
is just one of 13. Okay, so we shouldn't take it personal.
Because we highlight the fact that it's good or bad. It's not.
We shouldn't take it personal. Manufacturers are complaining about the NPA 15% pot hike. They are saying that it would affect the cost of production within Nigeria. In a statement yesterday signed by the Director General of the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, Shegun Ajayi Kadiri, he said the increase would lead to higher production costs, increased inflation pressure, and reduced competitiveness of local products that are manufactured locally as compared to international one. The complaints are plenty on this 15% hike. I think that there should be open conversation between everybody that is going to be involved and the people that are imposing this 15% to listen to each other and ensure that whatever we're doing in raising funds does not cripple the economy at the end of the day.
Okay, that's all we can take on front page review.
Okay.
When we come back, continue
to thank Minister for Power.
Stay with us.
They have not done anything yet.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
By 20 or 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take. I choose to close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, number one, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number one on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make a relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You scissors. What is his name?
That woman.
Damn.
Yeah, today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's catch up.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay tuned. Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Brand new studio, brand new set, a new face, but still your favorite breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria.
It's a fresh new energy, new vibe. You smell that?
Now that's the smell of tasty, tantalizing food from our various chefs.
And when it comes to sports updates with insightful analysis, the place you want to be is Wake Up Nigeria.
That's right. Every second there's a fresh occurrence, and every minute there's a story to tell. Keep abreast of happening locally and internationally via the news updates of Wake Up Nigeria.
It's light camera fashion, where we strut, slay, and sashay and keep you updated with all the latest fashion trends.
Level up your morning.
Watch Wake Up Nigeria, where every morning begins with a spark.
Valentine's season is here and love is in the air. Guess what? Your View is kicking off 2025 with a bang, hosting our first ever live show on the 14th of February 2025 at the brand new TVC Communications Eco Atlantic Studios. You want to be a part of the magic? It's simple. Secure your seat now by registering online. Just send us your name, phone number, and tell us what.
Thanks for staying with us. Join us right now on the show to talk about the Africa Gaming Expo, AGE Lagos 2025. Is the Chief Executive Officer of Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Authority, Mr. Bashir Are. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Good to have you on the show. So, before we even get into the event coming up, let's start with gaming, especially in Lagos State. Give us a brief summary of how it's been in the last few years since you took office, and of how you've been regulated, because recently we've seen quite a lot of different gaming companies come in. I'm wondering, are these guys being properly regulated? So give us a brief summary of how that industry is in Lagos State for now.
Thank you very much. Recently, the Supreme Court of Nigeria just made a judgment that gaming regulation in Nigeria reside in the state. So only state government can regulate it. And one of the reasons why you're seeing a lot of company is because of the expansion of the broadband, the expansion of internet usage through the phone, and also our youth are becoming to be involved in actually developing a product rather than being a punter. So the ecosystem is expanding and people are beginning to understand the business of it.
Interesting. So, well, I remember the last time you came on the show, you spoke about the regulation, the new regulation that was being implemented. My first thought when Maria asked the question was maybe because we now have a proper regulation, that's why when people feel like they will make more money when they come in. Can you please talk about the regulation? Because some people don't know that there is regulation. What's the advantage of the regulation? How does it protect the individuals who are in the gaming, who participate in the gaming industry, and how does it benefit the government?
Okay, first, the regulation, if anyone wants to come into the business of being an operator, you have to come and apply for license.
Okay.
And we do due diligence on the directors, background check, where they're coming from, and financial capability. So if everything is okay, we issue the license. And there are terms and conditions. So one of the conditions is that you have to develop a responsible gambling policy, which we monitor periodically. So that will help us to protect the punters, the public. It's a sort of a consumer protection. And then they subscribe to, we now have a business-to-business license, because along the line we realize that even the operators that when they bring in a product, some operators are illegal, they are operating. So now we have created a license category for business to business. So, for example, if you're a payment company, because they use payment so you have to apply for that license. So both the platform providers and the operators, they have liability.
Okay. Yeah. So what would you say to many Nigerians who feel gambling, lottery, all these things are just, immoral? They should not be encouraged anyway. And here it is, the Lagos state government is even, doing things to sort of, encourage it. So what would you say to people? How should people see it differently to the point that, if government is involved, is there some sort of benefits to it?
Let me correct that notion. Our agency was created to control it. Because if there's no regulation, in our culture here or in Yoruba language, says if there's no law, there's no sin, there's no crime. So that's the purpose of controlling, and that's the purpose of creating the agency. So that is that on the reason why the agency has been. The second thing is that there's what we call good cause levies. So part of the reason is that there are associated vices that comes with anything, alcohol, gambling, or anything that have excess. So the good cause levy, we use it to correct the vices and also to support the government. You may wish to know that in the last 4 years, we have sponsored minimum, at least about 8 kidney transplants to the citizens. We have built several primary care centers. We have renovated at least,
because from the proceeds
at least 50 schools. We have also built 3 fire stations in the state. So there are so many things we're doing. We're contributing to the Security Trust Fund in Lagos State. We are contributing to neighborhood safety corps in the state, and we're also contributing to healthcare. So those are the ways we spend the good cause levy that we collect from the operators.
Okay, my concern is consumer protection. If there's any, for those who are involved in gaming and lottery business, as a body in Lagos State, is there a protection for people? Because from my perspective, it's unethical business, and so people will be ripped off. In Islamic financing, these kind of things have gray areas. So how does the person get relief if he thinks there's been a defrauded or kind of
we're very serious about that. And in Nigeria today, my authority is limited to Lagos. But I'd like to inform you that even players out of Lagos State, it is only Lagos State they come to report to if there's any form of cheating by the operators. So we are very responsible in that aspect. So we have penalties in place. We have a sort of arbitration system in place, and we also partner with law enforcement agencies to make sure people are not being ripped off. And one of the reasons why we do that is that when I came on board, we realized stuff like that are going on. So we introduced surety bond. So as an operator, so we also want to protect the punters. So we get a bond of like 100 million from you. So if you refuse to pay winnings, we deduct it from that aside from the penalties. So we have so many things like that in place.
Let's talk about gaming generally, because gaming is a huge industry globally. There are many countries that have taken opportunities to expand and build it, and I'm happy to hear that you're also doing some giving back to the community. There's the Africa Gaming Expo coming up. What exactly is that, and why are they coming to Lagos?
Okay. We have to move with time. It's a global business, like you said. And my sister, you may wish to know that United Arab Emirates, they just created similar agency to control gaming. In fact, they're building, there's an island where they're building, it's going to be like their own Las Vegas. So the reality of now is that it's there. People are doing it, so we might as well control it. Okay. So going back to your question, the business, you know, e-sport is there. There's so many horse racing, all those, you know, it's huge. And what happens is that we normally go to conferences to learn about new trends. So what I discover is that Nigeria is the largest market on the continent. And we try to talk to some of the conference organizers. And it was like a game. And even if you want to do, there's a conference called Sigma. They do Sigma Africa, Sigma Europe, Sigma North America. So I approached them. I said, look, come and do Sigma Africa. You can alternate between South Africa and Nigeria. And for 3 years, you know, dilly-dally. So we decided to consult with a private organization that can organize the same thing. And the first edition was in February last year. And we had over 3,000 delegates from about 27 countries. And so now it's bigger and bigger. So we're expecting people from Jamaica, from Barbados, from all over Europe, from Brazil, from East African countries. So to come and discuss, explore opportunities. Because one important thing is that we don't want our environment, I mean the continent of Africa, to be a dumping ground for this sector also. So we need to expose our people to the business of gaming, not just to be the consumer of gaming. We need to expose our youth on developing platform which they can offer to the world. Some operators pay as much as 25,000 euro on a monthly basis just to use the system. So we can develop same thing here. Our youth can develop, and some of them are doing that. So this expo will also give them the platform to display their products and services to the world.
Let me pause you for a second. I have to go on a very short, but when we come back, we'll just talk about the conference and then we'll see how we can take it from there. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars,
result. Let me go and look for my jam result. So
my 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one
At this point, I contest my jam result.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take. I choose to close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym though, you're getting fat.
Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, the empowerment for me.
Sex can make a relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I will not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person that used to sus? What is his name?
That woman.
Bam! Bam!
Yeah,
Today we'll go here.
Hey!
Let's catch up now.
And so we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. TVC Entertainment for pure entertainment. Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Brand new studio, brand new set, a new face, but still your favorite breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria.
Stay with us. All right, so one of the reasons why we brought you here is because I think somebody had said it earlier, there's still this perception of gaming. People are still we're still very novel here in the sense that we're only doing one part of it. There's so many parts of it. So could you just expand on the various aspects of gaming that's aside what we know as the various ones that just go and gamble?
Okay, thank you very much. Prior to 2019, my agent was called Lagos State Lottery Board. But because of the new things, new innovations, we now rename it Lagos State Lottery and Gaming, because gaming is more expanded. Esport is part of gaming. Roblox is part of gaming. Candy Crush is part of gaming. Anything you exchange money, either in expectation of winning cash or in expectation of pleasure, is gaming. So it's multifaceted now. So it's not just about gambling, about betting that we traditionally knew about.
Let's talk about the expo coming up. What exactly is the objective?
The objective of the expo is to expose Africans to the actual business of gaming. What you can provide, how you can join the ecosystem. Is either you're a software provider, payment company, or even consulting, or even the legal aspect of it. Because when people come to apply for license, they usually use lawyers to go through the regulation to make sure they are not violating any laws, either international or local. So the total ecosystem. So we want to expose that business and the opportunities in there
So
to the Africans.
Okay. There's a question for you on YouTube. Carl Michael is asking, how do you implement a responsible gaming policy?
Okay. One of the things we have done on a, I mean, we do it periodically. If you take BRT buses, you see our advert against underage gambling. If you take the train, in order for you to use the free Wi-Fi, you have to go through our campaign against underage gambling or responsible gambling. So we do all sorts of things. Then the Neuropsychiatric Hospital in Yaba, Association of Resident Doctors, we have standing partnership with them. They go to schools to campaign against underage gambling, alcohol, drug addiction. So we sponsor them. So those are some of the things that we do.
Where you can, flag age, pre-registration age requirements.
Yeah, there's before you can onboard as an operator, before you can onboard a player, you have to do KYC. So excuse me, using their BVN or whatever, because you cannot use it without payment. So you go through KYC.
So for me, what's interesting is a lot of us use all sorts of, we are on different kinds of gaming apps on our phones, and we find it interesting. We use it to pass time, and some of us even have kids that are constantly saying, I would like to be a gamer. Just like for, if we could also try and differentiate this gaming that we're talking about away from the gambling and the lottery part, so that Nigerians, when they hear you, they understand that, oh, okay, there is a market for this. We have children, we're having conversations with children, who I want to be a gamer, and we're like, do you want to be a bad person? Meanwhile, we have on our phones these games, and this is what they mean. They don't mean it as a...
When you see a child that says that, in essence, is saying that I want to develop a game.
Yes, that's what they're saying.
Yeah, that's what. So because there's market for it. So just imagine if your son is the inventor of Candy Crush. People pay money to play it.
Yeah.
And even if you don't pay money to play it, there's advert. So it can make money from that advert. So those are the things we like to expose.
Yeah. We have to wrap up with you shortly. I wanted to know, so this expo, when is it coming up? And so that can everybody just show up and we just come?
Yeah, people can show up. It's February 24 to 27.
Okay.
At the Eco Hotel.
Okay.
Conference Center. And 3 days event.
So is it age restricted?
Oh yes.
Age?
Yes, African Gaming Expo age.
Is there,
no, I meant
is there age limit?
Age limits.
Can we bring our children who love gaming to come, or
is it?
They have, if a child has to come, you have to come with adults.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you very much. Anything else you want to tell us?
I just want to implore Africans, and particularly Nigerians, to open up their mind. There's opportunity to have business. We talk about unemployment all the time. In Lagos State alone, we have over 50,000 people in this sector. So who are providing services. We don't have to be just a consumer.
Yes.
Fantastic. I like the opportunity in gaming much more than just playing your 50 naira, but to actually be a stakeholder and be a part of the entire ecosystem. Thank you very much, sir, for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Let's go on a very short break now. When we come back, we'll continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
So, there is a small problem. Despite all the entertaining ads we've created for you, some of you still haven't tried our services. Come on.
It's a fresh new energy, new vibe. You smell that?
Now that's the smell of tasty, tantalizing food from our various chefs.
And when it comes to sports updates with insightful analysis, the place you want to be is Wake Up Nigeria.
That's right. Every second there's a fresh occurrence, and every minute there's a story to tell. Keep abreast of happening locally and internationally via the news updates of Wake Up Nigeria.
It's live camera fashion, where we strut, slay, and sashay, and keep you updated with all the latest fashion trends.
Level up your morning.
Watch Wake Up Nigeria, where every morning begins with a spark.
Valentine's season is here and love is in the air. Guess what? Your View is kicking off 2025 with a bang, hosting our first ever live show on the 14th of February 2025 at the brand new TVC Communications Eco Atlantic Studios. You want to be a part of the magic? It's simple. Secure your seat now by registering online. Just send us your name, phone number, and tell us why you would love to join the fun. Get ready for hot conversations, fresh perspectives, and a chance to share your own view on trending topics. And oh, did we mention we have tons of gifts up for grabs? Don't let anything ruin your Valentine's Day. Join us for love, laughter, and lots of unforgettable moments. See you there.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Wales, also an advocate on immigration matters, Mr. Dele Olawanle. Welcome to the show, sir.
Good morning. You pronounced my name well.
Good to have you. So, when she, as a leader of the of her party, when she said this, of course, this is affecting, this will or could affect many Nigerians who are hoping to gain some kind of citizenship in the UK. Could you give us an understanding of if indeed this could be considered, what it will mean for Nigerians and how it will be, how eventually it could affect those applying to come to the UK?
Yes, good morning once again. Yes, it's going to affect Nigerians and every immigrant. Her intention is to come forward as someone that is the black Margaret Thatcher. That's how she addresses herself. But I believe that it's going to make life very difficult for a lot of people. I think some of the things Kemi said was from the angle of ignorance, to say to your own benefit that you cannot become a citizen. Many people have worked in the United Kingdom, some for many years, paying taxes, making national insurance contributions, and some of them, unfortunately, took ill and could not work again. Some had accidents, some as a result of old age. To say people like that cannot become British citizens is criminal in itself. Now, for those earning at a certain level before they can become British citizens, citizenship is not for sale. It's for people who have lived in the United Kingdom legally, who have worked, who have gotten settlement, indefinite leave to remain, or settled status coming from the European Union. And people have different educational qualifications and earning capacity. To say those people will be excluded from becoming citizens, I think, to me, is tantamount to an abuse of power if she gets there, but I doubt it. I think she's just trying to score some cheap political points because of the Reform Party, and then the Conservative Party is on the back foot. Now, in terms of taking 15 years to become a British citizen, I think it doesn't make sense. These are people who have lived in the UK legally and have been making contributions, and the Home Office consider them worthy to be granted settlement in the UK. Why should you say they cannot become British citizens until 5 years later? Settlement is as good as citizenship, because the only thing is you'll be needing visas to go to many countries, but someone with indefinite leave to remain is as good as a British citizen. But then if they are qualified, why push it further? So I think what Kemi Badenoch said didn't make sense. But, and I don't even think she will get the votes of a lot of immigrants. I think she's underestimating the power of the immigrant community, who are the most productive in this economy. I've spent 35 years of my life in the United Kingdom, and I know how this works. I've seen many prime ministers come and go, many immigration ministers come and go. When they come with these draconian and wicked policies, it will not see the light of the day. Okay. And also, the courts in the UK will not allow this type of crazy policies to be implemented, like the Rwanda policies that was confined into the bin of immigration thoughts and plans.
All right, let me get a few more questions in for you.
So Kemi is just one person. The British government, made up of people from different walks of life, just like different races and backgrounds, just like Kemi. How do you see them, what's the reception like to this list that she just came out with as, her plans and manifesto for her party?
Other nationalities, did you hear that, sir? Other nationalities, how do they respond?
Wasn't very clear. It will be wavy.
She's saying that other nationalities that live in the UK, what's their response to this comment?
No, within the Conservative Party and within the political sphere in the UK, how are they receiving this manifesto that Kemi read out, especially this one on citizenship?
And I don't think anyone we buy into the idea apart from Kemi and her cronies, because Reform Party came out and they are having a go at immigrants. I think with this policy that Kemi is proposing, I don't think she will be there for long. I don't think anyone, because if you look at the United Kingdom, it is built by immigrants. They are the one working. They are the one setting up businesses. They are the one buying properties. I have a client that has 800 houses and is a foreigner. So if you come and you want to have a go at the immigrants and then looking at it and the effect they could have on the United Kingdom beyond the walls of the United Kingdom, is going to destroy relationships with other countries that are very vital to the sustenance of the UK economy, just like when we left the European Union through Brexit. If you travel to Europe now, we are being discriminated against. I was in Spain the other time, and they were asking me, how long are you going to stay, what this and that. They never used to do that. So I don't think, with respect, the United Kingdom is not big enough to want to make life difficult for immigrants, because there are other countries. There's Australia, there's Canada, there's the United States of America, there are other developing economies and developed economies beyond the United Kingdom. So I don't think anyone will buy into it. I think she's just having a frolic.
Okay. The way you describe it is like you think this is dead on arrival, but then given these political, what would I say, temperature, out there, we have America also coming up with different immigration policies that seem anti, people coming into their country. Wouldn't you say that maybe she has something here? Maybe the UK government would really like for their country to have a very strict immigration policy, and if they were to go the way that she has proposed, what would you say to Nigerians who are, working on their visas or who are already living there, hoping that sometime they will get a citizenship? When the climate looks this, what are the sort of tips or advice I can give Nigerians on how to go about gaining citizenship?
All right. Yes. Every country has the right to control the influx of foreign nationals into her territory. So it is good to have a strict immigration policy, but it must be an immigration policy with a human face. I loathe the idea of stigmatizing immigrants, to think that they are the problems of the country. So they are not. They are very, very educated, highly motivated, and, proper foreigners. They don't want to live on benefits because it is a low life. Now, for people that are already living here, I just want them to conduct themselves with creditable, engage themselves in creditable endeavor. I came into this country. I was a cleaner. I worked at McDonald's, I cleaned the streets, but without a criminal record until I decided to study law, and I made sure my 3 children also studied law and became lawyers like me, to make sure that they are not at the mercy of anyone. I want to say to you, if you are a Nigerian, and I speak for the whole world, every immigrant, not just Nigerians, everyone that is an immigrant, I want you to work hard, don't have criminal record, invest in properties, invest in education, add value to yourself. This type of policies being proposed by my sister can never work. It no go work. In this country, I trust the courts to strike down these policies. They are inhumane and unreasonable and irrational in all the circumstances, because if people have worked in the United Kingdom, they pay taxes, you come fix a salary as to what we allow them to get citizenship, because some of them have had accidents, some of them have become sickly and that. So if you are a Nigerian, because this TVC is global, but these are Nigerians, my fellow people talking to me. Abstain from criminal activities. Don't do anything unlawful. Don't commit fraud.
Let me get one more question for you, sir.
Without insurance and all that. And don't stab, don't rape, don't do false sex with anyone. Be a good guy. Be a Christian.
Sir. So I hear you, and thank you for the advice to Nigerians or immigrants living in the UK. But I know many Nigerians probably feel like this is irrelevant to them at the moment. But in entertaining the few Nigerians that this is relevant to, people felt Brexit wasn't going to happen. Many people like you felt it did not make commercial sense for Brexit to happen. They argued it wouldn't happen, but it did. And it had consequences. People felt like Trump wouldn't become president. They argued what he was saying wasn't good for America, but he did. His Canadian counterpart also came up with his own policies that didn't make sense on a global scale. So there is definitely, like Mariam said, a temperature moving towards everybody protect yourself, protect your borders, secure your boundaries that is obviously spreading. What is the positive in this move for us as a nation? As Nigerians, what should we see as a positive from this language we are hearing? And how should Nigerians in Nigeria and Nigerian government address this temperature and activities moving within the global space? Thank you.
I will call on President Tinubu and those in government to be more energetic about making people's lives better, about making Nigeria better. I love Nigeria. I've been here for 35 years, but I visit Nigeria 6-7 times a year. I was there just a few days ago on a private visit. I think that the government of Nigeria should make the economy better. They should do better than just having meeting in the Senate, in the House of Representatives, driving SUVs, one of the, embezzling money, and just spending time pursuing their political opponents rather than making the people's lives better. Look at the schools, look at the roads, look at the, there are hardly taps with drinkable water. I just wonder, I think if you ask me, I want something drastic to happen in Nigeria, that none of these politicians should be flying from one city to the other. They should travel through those bad roads. They should travel through those villages to get to their destination rather than getting on the airplanes, because that is taking them away from reality. What takes people 7 hours or 8 hours to drive from one city to the other is taking them 40 minutes or an hour, and then they get them in an air-conditioned cars. So they don't really know the people that they are leading. They don't really know the plight of the people that they are leading. They don't know the struggle of the ordinary man. I think Nigerian politicians are sinners in that they don't have the needs, the plight of the people at heart. They don't have deep love for the people that they are leading. So, but I'm happy in a way that the Western government are tightening their borders. Many countries are tightening their borders so that a lot of people can stay at home and develop the economy. But it starts with the government. Our government, in this country, I remember during the COVID.
All right, we have to wrap up. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, sir, we have to wrap up with you at this time. But thank you very much for joining us to discuss and shed more light on these comments made by Kemi Badenoch in the UK. But unfortunately, there's an official flag off of the construction of the State of the Art ultra-modern shopping complex in Adamawa State by Right Honorable Hamadu Umaru Fintiri. That's the governor, the executive governor. He's going to be there, and we'll be linking up on our TVC News studios, and then others can join us on YouTube and also on other platforms. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
my 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take. I choose to close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah, but do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym though, you're getting fat. Cricket.
She says she does show dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer,
you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, the empowerment for me.
Sex can make a relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You see some sports.
That woman.
Damn.
Yeah, today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's catch up.
And so we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. Pure Entertainment.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Brand new studio, brand new set, a new face, but still your favorite breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria.
It's a fresh new energy, new vibe. You smell that?
Now that's the smell of tasty, tantalizing food from our various chefs.
And when it comes to sports updates with insightful analysis, the place you want to be is Wake Up Nigeria.
That's right. Every second there's a fresh occurrence, and every minute there's a story to tell. Keep abreast of happening locally and internationally via the news updates of Wake Up Nigeria.
It's live camera fashion, where we strut, slay, and sashay, and keep you updated with all the latest fashion.
Thanks for staying with us. Join us in the studio to discuss the state of the Nigeria's oil and gas sector. He's an oil and gas expert, a senior technical advisor to the Minister of State for Energy and Gas during President Umaru Yar'Adua's administration, Mr. Daniel Dayo Kunle. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much.
Good to have you on the show.
Thank you. Compliment of the season.
Yes. Yes. Which season again? Love season?
Because we're both.
Both. So we wanted to, in the last few weeks, there's been a lot of back and forth concerning issues of Dangote refinery, the issues of Ipman, other marketers refusing to buy, and the issue, all the thorny issues. And recently, many Nigerians have celebrated the fact that Dangote also was Saudi Arabia recently purchased jet fuel from Dangote, which was a huge gain on our part. I wanted you to give us an understanding of what is going on, because we've heard different sides. Nigerians are not very clear. Who exactly is selling to us? Who is the, because we're anticipating that made in Nigeria will be better, but suddenly we're still hearing different stories of people still importing, you know, it's expensive to buy in Nigeria. Give us in your own understanding where we are as a nation when it comes to this issue of fuel.
Thank you very much, Morayo. Thank you, Nima, and thank you, Mariam, and thank you, Toke. It's great to be here. I'm privileged to have been contacted to appear here. Incidentally, I came into Lagos for a program, for a meeting, and they said I should come here. Your studio is beautiful.
Thank
Job
you.
well done. Job well done. Thank you. The conversation on our hydrocarbon industry in Nigeria will continue to be like this for some time, but we hope our President Tinubu, will be able to balance out and align the industry appropriately. You know, the hydrocarbon industry is divided into 3 segments.
Okay.
So some of you, it's good you understand. We have what we call upstream. Upstream means where the oil comes out, the crude oil and the gas. That's upstream. At that segment, you have to invest a lot of money in what we call exploration and search for where oil reserve and gas reserve are available. Then you have to invest money to drill, to bring it out.
Yes.
When you bring it out, you need facilities to handle it, pipes, tankerage, and so on and so forth. When you bring it out, you have to move it to somewhere to process, either to export or to refine it. That level is called midstream. You have brought it out from the
ground.
Yes. So that midstream is called refinery, crude refinery, or gas refinery. Gas refinery means where you process gas, like LNG is a gas refinery. You are going to separate all the waters, separate all the sand, separate all the liquids like condensate, like propane, butane. You are going to separate all this to get what we call bone gas. Bone gas means dry gas, very lean, that can travel at a speed you cannot believe. Boom! So now, this refinery, this midstream segment, now bring out products, either petrol, either propane, either cooking gas, anything from the refinery comes out to the market, AGO, naphtha, anything you can think of, now, and goes to tanks, farms again. Because you cannot take it direct from refinery to petrol station across the country at the same time. So you need a holding stockpile somewhere before it can again be transported. Now, the problem of Nigeria is that these 3 vertical arrangement was originally, as NEPA was originally with NNPC.
Yes.
So NNPC was the one in upstream, midstream, and downstream. So the industry is in transition since the day Nigeria government started privatizing all the retail outlets. If you remember National Oil, which is now called Consolidated Oil. If you remember Unipetrol, which is now O&O. If you remember AP, which is now they have a new name now called, from AP it went to 40. From 40 it's back to something again. So now, that effort of government to transit out of this vertical monopoly from NNPC that was in upstream, midstream, downstream, which was as technology was developing.
Right.
Nigeria, developing nations, did not move rapidly to be efficient in deploying all the 4 factors of production. So NNPC was becoming a place that money were being lost every day in the downstream and midstream. They make big money upstream, where the big boys were playing, the international oil companies. They produce because they have huge capital to deploy technology. So when they produce, Nigeria take her 55 or 60% and waste it in the midstream, downstream, because we are grossly inefficient as a nation. We are inefficient in managing anything at our disposal. Even the soil that is very fertile, we cannot even grow food to feed ourselves. So now to go back to the question. So this transition effort since 1989, when Babangida introduced TCPC, Technical Committee on Privatization and Commercialization, to try to start exiting government hand from some of these economic enterprises that private sector will have done better by efficiently managing all the 4 factors of production for optimization and resource redistribution. Because when resources is concentrated too much in the hand of government-owned enterprises, what you get is too much discretionary power. That is why everybody wants to be GMD of NNPC, because there's too much discretionary power. It can just make you billionaire in a day. That is the so now to go back because of time factor. So to go back, it is this transition and the management of the transition from upstream to midstream to downstream to exit government hand from midstream and downstream to private. It is that transition that we're having big problem with now, because the commanding height that used to enjoy the privileges and those discretionary power in the upstream and midstream and downstream don't want to let go. Because they have been benefiting and their percentage are not good enough to create what we call critical mass impact on 200 million people.
So
this is why we are stranded.
Let me come in with a question, sir. That I love the way you explained what you did. It's very detailed and extremely informative. But there's a Dangote has come in, and Dangote's entrance into the oil sector was heralded as this huge achievement that is going to be extremely beneficial to Nigerians. And yet, immediately the oil started flowing, there's been one back and forth between NNPC, back and forth between marketers, back and forth between independent marketers, major marketers. No, we are going to import. Now we are now producing in Port Harcourt and all of that. It seems like we're not really happy about the Dangote, and it's like Dangote is not even solving our problem. Please, can you help us in a short way understand the challenge with Dangote, and if Dangote should actually bring us opportunity, or it is actually not working for us?
Thank you very much. Dangote Refinery is what you can call the 8 wonders of the world. You need to visit that place. You are based in Lagos. I was there about 12 days ago. And you will just wonder that if that type of massive investment could ever happen in a place like this. So what happens is that his intervention came suddenly. I, Dandi Kunle, 10 years ago, when this matter was going on, that he will build his own refinery. Our skepticism that time was that the international oil companies, if they are not involved, maybe they will sabotage it. So, but the guy stubbornly went ahead to do it. It was such massive. So that scale he brought to the Nigerian midstream, downstream investment has disrupted the industry, the midstream, downstream. The midstream, downstream in Nigeria has been disrupted by Dangote Refinery because of the mere capacity and the strategic location by the Atlantic Ocean. So he has put Nigeria on the map. The S&P Global Insights of New York said his coming to the market has disrupted even the European refinery industry. So if Nigeria are not yet feeling the impact, it's because the commanding height that are
Still
resisting the transition are still having advantage with the current status of NNPC to import. Because when you import low-grade petroleum products, the price will look
lower.
cheap.
Yeah.
But in actual sense, in environmental science, you are importing poison.
Yes.
Because today, the quality of air you breathe in Lagos is very heavy, laden with sulfur and carbon. Not only Lagos, including Kano, including Ibadan, the heavy cities. So all the tippers, all the kenapep, what they are dishing out is incredible. So what I think is happening now is that the time it will take for Dangote refinery to take over the midstream, downstream, this transition period may be up to 4 or 5 months. Because the grade of the product is producing is the highest in the world. That is why you see Aramco buying. That means Nigeria has come on the global map in the energy balance.
Let me pause you for a second. This is I really want us to unpack this properly. Let me go on a very short break. When we come back, we continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
I'm in love. Hey, mommy.
What?
Sonia tomato mix, stand up, pouch. Sonia tomato mix, stand up, pouch. Is it to open? Is it to squeeze? Is it to scoop and is it to stir? Dishes come alive with so much taste. Stand up, pouch. Sonia tomato mix, of course. Sonia tomato mix, yes sir. Sonia tomato mix, stand up, pouch.
I'm in love. No, but with you, of course, my darling.
Sonia tomato mix in a new stand-up pouch.
Imagine lovely meals you can cook with these ingredients. You spend heavily, but no guarantee of a tasty meal. Not making a right choice of seasoning cube can ruin your meal, money, and confidence. For a tasty meal, do not compromise. Choose Gold.
Use Terra Gold for the rich, consistent taste your loved ones crave for. Good for soups, stews, and jollof. Terra Gold. 1 cube, endless possibilities.
No buy am! But why? No see say this big bull bag of rice no get the new big bull holographic seal.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked, and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show. Give for that long.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musiki.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah, but you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym to get fat.
Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make a relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You see some spoils.
That woman.
Bam!
Yeah, today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's catch up.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay tuned. Entertainment with Pure Entertainment.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Brand new studio, brand new set, a new face, but still your favorite breakfast show. Wake Up Nigeria.
It's a fresh new energy, new vibe. You smell that?
Now that's the smell of tasty, tantalizing food from our various chefs.
And when it comes to sports updates with insightful analysis, the place you want to be is Wake Up Nigeria.
That's right. Every second there's a fresh occurrence, and every minute there's a story to tell. Keep abreast of happening locally and internationally via the news updates of Wake Up Nigeria.
It's live camera fashion, where we strut, slay, and sachet, and keep you updated with all the latest fashion trends.
Level up your morning.
Watch Wake Up Nigeria, where every morning begins with a spark.
Valentine's season is here and love is in the air. Guess what? Your View is kicking off 2025 with a bang, hosting our first ever live show on the 14th of February 2025 at the brand new TVC Communications Eco Atlantic Studios. You want to be a part of the magic? It's simple. Secure your seat now by registering online. Just send us your name, phone number.
Thanks for staying with us. See our guest here, Mr. Daniel Dayo Kunle. Mariam had a question.
Yes, so some of the things that we had heard about the Dangote refinery as it came on, that, I would like for you to either, just shed light on. So one of the things is he's been accused of monopoly and getting indiscriminate favor from different administrations, and that is why he's able to do this. And in such a way, describe it like in such a way that he's stopping other people from doing this business or any other business that he's been involved in, but in particular this particular refining business. And would like to know, but because you had described that he made such a huge investment in this market, is it something he did because government gave him that
blank check,
that favor, something like that? Let's put it that way. Then the second one for me is, then he comes on board and he's supposed to be able to meet our demands, and the next thing we're hearing, supply is not good. He's a businessman. He will sell only to countries that are able to pay his prices. If Nigeria is not able to pay, he will not pay. We had conversations of NNPC saying there was a particular price, Dangote coming out to say no, this is a different price. So for me, these are questions I had from the very beginning that had gotten me concerned. The final one, third one, which is what you had mentioned earlier, sulfur-laden products, the impact it has on our health. Like all these years, we have had this sort of product that we are importing into our country and selling to Nigerians. And why is it just coming out now? Why are we just only hearing about it? So is this also not a business move on Dangote's side to maybe discriminate other players?
Thank you. Thank you very much. They are all interrelated questions. The word monopoly is a very wrong narrative in this situation. Because if there were no refinery at all in Nigeria, either owned by government or those small mini refinery owned by some private, it would have been a different ballgame. That means he's the only one who built a refinery in Nigeria. But in this case, government-owned refineries have been in existence. And they were working epileptically. They were poorly managed by government fingers that were in charge. Those fingers I call the leprosy fingers of government, who never get anything good done. Except LLNG, that was 51% owned by international oil companies. Nigeria owned 49%. It's a success story because the international oil company own 51%. They control technical, finance, and management. So it works. It's a fortune. Even though now it's a little bit in a misfortune. So Dangote is not a monopolist. Let's remove that one. His refinery brought scale into the market. Huge scale. So economy of scale has crystallized now. He can meet the local demand and our regional demand. Regional demand means within ECOWAS, sub-Saharan Africa. That's the capacity there today. So that is about that one. The other issue that maybe the imported items are laden with sulfur, and why are we consciously now aware? Okay, good. Why are you consciously now aware of the quality of food you need to eat? In the past, you and me, we were after quantity. You were not quality conscious. Your living environment, your sanitation, everything in the past was not too much of a concern to you. Today, the amount of garbage you see in Oregon that are smelling, gushing out methane, it's worrying you. You are now environmentally conscious because the global environment, knowledge, education, exposure, telecommunication like TVC, you are dishing out knowledge every day. So people are becoming more conscious of their lifestyle and what they must do to sustain quality life. So if I'm to breathe quality air, good oxygen for my lung to perform well and for longevity, then it means I have to be conscious of the type of fuel I am consuming, because the developed world that are scientifically minded are saying this fuel is not good, it's low grade. Dump it somewhere else in the world where there are mining activities for the bulldozers and the payloaders to dish it out in the wilderness. Like in the Western Australia, like in the jungle of Congo. But we are now saying in the city of Lagos and Kano and Ibadan, why should you be dumping bad fuel for my timid young population that I need to grow my economy. You are giving them poison every day. This is the issue. So if Dangote is refining high quality petrol, then government and the Ministry of Environment should be happy. The Midstream Regulatory Authority should show us their own laboratory where they analyze the government-owned refineries output and where they analyze the imported petroleum products so that we see comparatively what is coming out. Okay. So that is about that issue. And the level of consciousness has become very, very, very high.
So, what you just said, I'm wondering what the DPR, there's a, what's it called? No, they have a new name now. DPR. So what they've been doing all these years, because that's their business, I think. Also, Dangote's pricing, can it in any way at all be made more favorable to the Nigerian populace? We have the numbers. That's why OPEC is looking this way. That's why all the international companies are envious of Dangote. Can it in any way favor locally, favor us here? That's two. The third one, how ecstatic are you about Boa Group, finishing their own refinery?
Madam, the last question is very simple. It's good that Boa come to market. Very simple. Let Boa come to the marketplace. See, the population of the world is 8 billion. About that now. Okay, so Africa may be about 1 billion. So if Dangote cannot meet the market of Nigeria and regional, and Boa comes, so there's space. Madam, the more the merrier. let him come. If people can project their business vision and say, oh, there is still market to be catched in the next 5 to 10 years before we transit to clean energy, let them rush into that space so that even the word monopoly will now disappear. It will now become maybe oligopolies or duopoly, whichever structure that may emerge from the marketplace. So that is about that one. The other issue about price stability, whether price can come down or not, madam, it's going to be a factor of so many things. Interest rate in your country, because the cost of borrowing, the cost of money. Then where is the excess capacity of crude supply in your country? Crude production and supply. If you have excess crude to feed into that refinery, the price may be reasonable. But if you have scarcity of crude to feed into that refinery, it means the average cost of that crude per barrel may be very high. So like now he's importing. Can you imagine? He's importing because our country is doing only maybe 1.6 million barrels per day. And that 1.6 million barrels is not owned by us. The international oil company own a percentage of it. So what NNPC get may just be only 40 or 45% of it. So they have already committed it. So the cost input of the crude into the refinery will also determine his marginal cost to lead to average cost per liter. I hope you understand now. Yes. So that's what we should be expecting, madam. Not every time Nigerians, the populace are looking after how price can come down. Nigerians should be after how stable can price be so that I can plan my activities around my income. So that even wages itself should be tied to the stability of food prices and basic things. You understand me now? So that wages earner can afford to live averagely. So, but to be dreaming that price can just come down like that, it will not happen, madam. We deceive ourselves. See, electricity, has it come down? It will not come down.
It's not.
Food prices should be worrying us.
Okay.
And basic
but
the
price of fuel always trickles to food and every other price. Transportation.
I agree, because we are in one part of the world that it is a deriving force. Okay. You understand now? A lot of things derives from what propels it, and what propels this economy today is petrol because of mobility. I hope you understand now. So to a large extent, it will remain a factor. But when we build up the economy, a more robust, agriculturally based economy, productive economy, people will stop talking less about the price of petrol. They will just see it as part of the regular life they have to live with.
We have to go because we just have a minute left. But to round it up, could you tell us futuristically? I mean, we talked about BOA hopefully coming into the play. There are a few other Nigerians who are modular refineries.
Even the Port Harcourt and Kaduna.
So how would all this play out? Because at the end of the day, the cost, Nigerians are saying that if more players come in, hopefully that should reduce the cost. That's something
the mini refineries that you people call modular refinery, they are actually just like small toys.
Wow.
They are very small. They have very marginal impact on what we are talking about.
Wow.
Very small. Not even up to 10% impact.
Wow.
Because 5,000 barrels per day refinery, mini refinery. What is the impact of 5,000?
That's tiny.
In a country like this that Gulf may be about 35 million liters per day. 5,000, it does not even produce PMS. It produces diesel and some byproducts. So to go, the people who wants to come in, madam, they can I will advise them to put pressure on President Tinubu.
The following is a paid presentation by ShopX TV. This Love Month, skip the ordinary and embrace the extraordinary. Why settle for flowers when you can give